This is the hardest skyblock in Minecraft. On this map, there are no trees, no cobblestone generator, and no bonus chest. All we have is a limited supply of sand and a few dead bushes. This turned out to be the most hardcore survival challenge in Minecraft history. The first thing I noticed was a single dirt block on this platform. Looking over the edge of the island, I spotted 4 more dirt blocks, and that was already much better than nothing. The first thing I needed to do was gather blocks. Since this island is made entirely of sand, breaking even one block could have caused the entire platform to collapse, ending my survival right there. But looking closely at the edge of the island, I noticed strings that seemed to be holding all the sand in place, so I decided to risk it and mined my first block. Whew, the platform didn't collapse, which meant I could safely mine the rest. But first I collected all the dead bushes. After collecting all the sand blocks, I had almost 3 stacks. I could craft sandstone from them, but that would consume many blocks. First, I decided to build a shelter, since sooner or later, I'd need one. Great! Then I crafted sandstone from the extra sand and started building away from the island. When the sandstone started running out, I made a small 3x2 platform at the end so mobs could spawn there. Without mobs, this survival would be impossible. Night had just fallen, so I went into my shelter and waited for mobs to spawn. A creeper spawned first, and I needed to kill it carefully. As I got closer, I started attacking it. Oh no, I had nowhere left to retreat, so I had to knock it back, and the gunpowder it dropped fell into the void. 3 more mobs spawned that night, one of them a skeleton, which is very dangerous for me. But first, I decided to deal with the zombie. I blocked the entrance with sand and finished off the mobs. The skeleton was left, and in theory, it would start burning in a few seconds. Oh no, it's coming toward me. Whew, it burned. At the start of the second day, I had 20 sand blocks, 1 bone, 1 arrow, 5 sticks, and 2 pieces of rotten flesh. I also had 5 grass blocks, and there was a small chance that some passive mob could spawn there. So I went to the other side and waited for a good mob to spawn. Unfortunately, nothing spawned that day, so I hid in my house again and farmed hostile mobs. After the night ended, I waited again for passive mobs. This time, I got lucky. A cow spawned. It entered my house, which was perfect. I blocked the entrance and killed the cow, getting 1 leather and 2 pieces of meat. That night, I saw snow on the island for the first time. The fact that my island was in a snowy biome was actually very good, since snow provides an infinite source of blocks. Also, some valuable mobs can spawn there. 2 more zombies and a creeper spawned. I dealt with the zombies quickly, but the creeper was harder to handle. Oh no! It exploded and destroyed 4 sandstone blocks, which was critical in my situation. Luckily, I still had 20 sand blocks left and crafted 4 sandstone blocks to repair the path. Whew, the bridge was fixed. That night, 2 skeletons spawned, but I definitely couldn't fight them, so I hid in my house and waited for sunrise. Only arrows dropped from them. During the day, a fox spawned on my island, and this was exactly the mob that could boost my survival. Sometimes a fox can spawn holding an item in its mouth, and if it spawned with an emerald, my survival would improve dramatically. Unfortunately, this fox had nothing. I kept farming mobs, and at one point, a zombie dropped an iron ingot, which was awesome! Later, I could craft a shovel from it. Then a spider spawned on my platform, the second most dangerous mob because of its leap attacks. I decided to kill it, but instead of risking it, I hid in my shelter. However, the spider climbed onto the roof, and to make it come down, I had to break a block and go outside. But there, the spider attacked me, and for the first time in this survival, I took damage. To keep the spider from climbing onto the roof, I had to keep hitting it constantly. Unfortunately, the spider didn't drop any loot, which was really disappointing. But during the day, a chicken spawned, and that was great news. I pushed the chicken into my house, but I didn't want to kill it since it was the only mob I could breed. For safety, I blocked it in with sand, but that used up all my sand blocks. Not wanting to be left with nothing, I decided to make 2 small windows in my house. After that, I turned the bones into bone meal. I wasn't very lucky. Out of 5 blocks, only 3 turned into grass, and even from those, I got nothing. I still had 3 bone meal left, and on the second attempt, all blocks became grass, and from them, I got 2 seeds. Using the last bone meal, I got lucky again, but this time, I only got 1 seed. Toward evening, a fox spawned on the platform, and it looked like it was holding something in its mouth. Oh my god, it was an emerald! I couldn't believe my luck, but now I somehow had to get it. Locking it inside the house wouldn't work since I only had 2 sand blocks left, and there were also 2 holes in the house. One wrong hit, and the fox would jump into the void. I decided to temporarily let the chicken out. I went after the fox, but for some reason it ran in the opposite direction. I barely managed to drive it toward the house, but then I heard terrible sounds. The fox had eaten my only chicken. Of course, that was sad, but at least I got the emerald. For such a crime, the fox had to be punished. Well, that's better now. A few days later, a wandering trader arrived, though unfortunately not alone. Okay, only a creeper remained, and I needed to get rid of it. Oh no, it exploded again! I dismantled part of my house once more to repair the path. Okay, here's the trader. I hoped he would sell exactly what I needed. Oh yes, he was selling 2 moss blocks for 1 emerald, which was perfect. I immediately bought them and ran back home. I placed both blocks and turned some bones into bone meal to fertilize the moss. Oh yes, an azalea! Now I could grow it and get my first tree in this survival. I obtained 9 oak logs, turned them into planks, and crafted my first crafting table. With it, I made a wooden shovel, which allowed me to gather snow and craft snow blocks to expand the platform. From the extra planks, I made an axe. And from the remaining slabs, I started expanding the mob spawning platform. The platform grew significantly. So many more mobs should spawn now. While I walked to the other side, a creeper spawned behind me. While I was checking the tree, 2 skeletons spawned as well. Not bad. After getting a few more oak logs, 2 creepers and a spider appeared on the platform. Staying outside at that moment was too dangerous, so I hid in my house all night. The next day, after breaking a block, I saw a zombie that I had to kill. Breaking the last block, I stepped outside and got shot by a skeleton. Whew, I almost died. The last thing I saw outside was a huge crowd of mobs, and I wasn't imagining it. There were really tons of creepers and spiders, so many that killing them would be extremely difficult. I built a small defense against the green ones and carefully started eliminating them. Oh no! Another explosion! And it destroyed a large number of blocks. And again, those damn creepers were driving me crazy. After killing the last creeper, I jumped onto the platform and collected resources from the dead skeletons and creepers. Now, only the spiders were left. After hitting the first spider, I ran back into my house, hid, but the spider disappeared somewhere. I switched the camera and saw it attacking from the front, and I barely managed to land the final hit, but my axe broke at that very moment. What luck! The biggest problem after the mob attacks was the lack of health and food. I had 2 pieces of beef and 1 piece of chicken, but only the beef could be eaten safely. However, those 2 pieces wouldn't even restore half my health. So I decided to eat rotten flesh, which causes hunger, but was my best option for healing at that moment. After restoring my health to maximum, I needed to kill the remaining spiders. After killing the first one, only the last spider remained, but it was standing right on the edge of the platform, so close that it seemed to be holding on by just 1 pixel. Dealing damage to it in that situation was extremely dangerous, so I decided to wait until it moved a bit away from the edge. Alright, now I could finally kill it. After killing all the spiders, I had 7 strings, which allowed me to craft 1 block of wool. But I still needed 2 more for a bed. By the end of the day, I decided to farm wood. My mob farm worked well, but spiders were still able to get through, which really annoyed me. So the next morning I collected my wood and started upgrading the farm. I built a larger platform, added walls, and even a roof, and used the remaining slabs to expand the farm further. While I was doing this, a chicken spawned. I made a separate platform with a small cage and pushed the chicken inside. The following night, I went to farm mobs, but my farm wasn't designed to protect against baby zombies. So, I lost some health. While fighting spiders, an enderman attacked me. I quickly hid in my house, and it started dismantling my building. Shocked by its audacity, I quickly finished it off. I continued farming mobs, but miscalculated something, and my farm got damaged again. I blocked myself off from creepers, but skeletons ran in behind them, and realizing the situation was getting worse, I hid in my house. Good thing I escaped in time. In the morning, 2 zombies visited me, and I barely fought them off. But there was also an enderman outside. I started attacking it when another zombie appeared. I quickly sealed myself in and killed the zombie. When I turned back to the enderman holding a block, I noticed a hole in my base. Angry, I quickly eliminated all enemies. There were too many creepers on the platform, and I had to repair everything somehow. I built a small structure, killed creepers, rebuilt, killed creepers again, rebuilt, and finally finished. I also improved the farm so that neither baby zombies nor spiders could get through anymore. Over the next few days, I farmed mobs and managed to collect 7 iron ingots and 1 potato. These 2 items would play a crucial role in future survival. First, I crafted a cauldron from iron and placed it outside so it could slowly fill with snow. That day, I also stood AFK, and it turned out to be useful. Another chicken spawned. I put it in the cage as well and fed them to increase the population. At night, I went to check how the farm worked. I noticed I had forgotten to close the trapdoors, and 1 baby zombie managed to escape. I hid inside, crafted a sword, opened the passage, pulled my bow, went outside, shot the zombie, and carefully finished it with a sword. Relaxed, I stepped out of my house and suddenly saw a creeper right in front of me, ready to explode. I ran inside, but since I had no blocks, I decided to run outside while shooting it with my bow. Whew, that was dangerous. In the morning, I went to finish off the remaining mobs. That night, I noticed the cauldron filling with snow, and soon it would be completely full. While waiting, I prepared to turn the snow into water. Nice. The cauldron was full, and now I could execute my plan. First, I needed to sleep, so the snowstorm would stop. Next, I had to eliminate all mobs in the farm, except zombies. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it with a sword, so I used an axe. Finally, 1 zombie walked out. I lured it toward the cauldron and carefully set it on fire to melt the snow. Perfect. It worked. Now that the cauldron was full of water, I needed a way to collect it, so I had to farm zombies for 3 more iron ingots. After crafting a bucket, I took the water from the cauldron and placed it near the grass. Then I tilled farmland and started farming potatoes. After farming potatoes, I went back to farming zombies, but after 4 hits, I noticed a zombie villager, which I definitely shouldn't kill. I needed to save it immediately. I crafted an axe and a boat. Then I killed the unnecessary mobs. Placed the boat next to the zombie and guided it inside. Bingo! The zombie was trapped. To prevent it from burning in sunlight, I built a small roof and started transporting it. But doing this without a weapon was very painful. Then I remembered that I had a lead, attached it to the boat, and started pulling it. Oh, that's even faster. I dragged the boat to the turn, but I couldn't pull it any further, so I had to ride the boat forward for 3 blocks. While I was doing that, night fell, and somehow mobs were managing to climb over my farm system, which really surprised me. I dealt with the zombies, and only the skeleton remained. We got into a shootout, and he eventually defeated me. So I decided to sleep. The next day, I fixed the farm problem and blocked in the zombie villager so he definitely wouldn't disappear. Since I had a lot of wood, I crafted many slabs to improve my mob farm. First, I had to get rid of the old mobs. Okay, now I could build the new mob farm. While building the roof, I realized that if I used full blocks, mobs would spawn on top instead of inside. So instead, I made the entire roof out of slabs. And this is the farm I ended up with. Much better than the previous one. At least, now nothing can escape. Since the mob farm was upgraded, I decided to improve the chicken farm as well. I fenced the area and released the chickens. The next day, I crafted several wooden swords and went to farm mobs on my new platform. After several days of farming, I collected a lot of resources, most importantly 39 iron ingots, which I had been farming for this whole time. From them, I crafted a shield, a chest plate, and boots. Since my chest was almost full, I crafted another one and moved all my resources there. For further survival, I needed lava, and since it was impossible to get it normally, my map had a single lava source near the end portal. To reach it, I crafted many slabs and started bridging toward the portal. Oh, I can already see it. It's not that far from my island. Okay, here's the lava. Let's take it. Now I needed to build a cobblestone generator, but planks and snow weren't suitable, so sandstone was the only option. To build the generator, I had to dismantle half of my house. Okay, the base is ready. Now I just need to bring water and lava. Water is in place, now lava. Nice. The cobblestone generator is ready. Now I can stand here and farm cobblestone. By the way, this was the first day I encountered phantoms, even though they technically shouldn't spawn at this height. From the mine stone, I crafted an axe, a pickaxe, a sword, and also a furnace, where I immediately smelted logs and planks to get charcoal. Now I could craft torches and light up the surrounding area. I fed the chickens and slightly reduced their population. And of course, cooked the chicken meat. For further survival, emeralds would be very useful, and at the moment, foxes were the only way to obtain them. So I decided to build a fox farm. I couldn't find any guides on YouTube, so I had to invent it myself. I built 2 circles, one big and one small. Once the platform gets covered in snow, foxes will start spawning. They'll smell the chicken, try to get to it, fall down, and that's where I'll kill them. I built upward and went AFK. Oh, quite a lot of foxes gathered there. After farming them for several days, I collected 8 emeralds, which is a very good result. Now I just had to wait for a wandering trader to spawn. And to speed this up, I slightly expanded the platform. After waiting 9 days, no one spawned, so I decided to check the fox farm. And to my surprise, the trader was there, and he was selling exactly what I needed. A dripstone block and an oak sapling. I quickly ran for my emeralds and bought the items. I immediately planted the sapling and installed the dripstone so lava could slowly fill the cauldron. Wait, what? How did the cauldron fill with lava in just 10 seconds? That's very strange, but pretty cool. Maybe it will happen again? Apparently not. While waiting for lava to accumulate, I built a structure for creating a portal. And since lava farming took a long time, I also built another setup for farming lava. I poured water where the portal would be, and slowly started filling the frame with obsidian. Good, the portal is completely ready. All that's left is to light it. Unfortunately, I can't craft flint and steel, and the trader doesn't sell flint or gravel either, so I only had one option left: lighting the portal using wooden planks. I placed 2 plank blocks and poured lava on the other side. After some time, the planks should catch fire and activate the portal. They're taking way too long to ignite. The portal finally activated! I picked up the lava and broke all unnecessary blocks. Okay, now I can go to the Nether, but entering it without proper armor is very dangerous. So, using my last iron, I crafted a helmet and leggings. I also grabbed some food from the furnace. Alright, let's go. Unlike the overworld, the Nether remained completely vanilla, so I could gather plenty of useful resources here. The first thing I noticed was a huge amount of gravel, and I immediately got an idea. I quickly crafted a shovel and started collecting all the gravel. With it, I returned to the overworld, mined 2 dirt blocks, and by combining them with gravel, obtained 4 coarse dirt blocks. These can be tilled back into normal dirt, meaning that from just 2 dirt blocks, I could eventually farm stacks of dirt. After repeating the process, I ended up with a full stack of coarse dirt, which is 31 times more than what I had at the very beginning. I placed several dirt blocks near my tree and returned to the Nether. This time, I wanted to mine gold, which I would need to cure the zombie villager. I also found mushrooms required for crafting certain ingredients. By accident, I discovered a bastion. This bastion had only 3 chests, but they could contain very valuable loot. I couldn't go directly because many skeletons were there, so I decided to go around. Still, I had to kill at least 1 skeleton. And there were piglins. Hopefully no crossbow ones. Okay, I needed to kill 2 brutes. Damn, aghast! Oh no, piglins! Damn, they knocked me off! Phew, I managed to hide. Now get into the lava. After killing the last brute, I looted the chests. In the first one, I found an upgrade template, a gold block, and a soul speed book. The second chest had even more loot, most importantly, a lot of iron. Only 1 chest remained at the other end of the bastion. 1 more enemy down. Wow, there are so many piglins here. And here's the chest, another upgrade template, and a netherite scrap. Later I found a nether fortress, but I couldn't descend safely there, so I searched for a safer route. I collected some nether wart and looted several chests. I found a blaze spawner, but there were many wither skeletons nearby. Okay, now I needed to farm some blaze rods. Damn, they hit hard! Good thing I still had 6 pieces of chicken. Let's try killing them with a bow. Okay, 1 down. 2 more down. Whoa! 1 spawned right in front of me! I farmed 6 blaze rods, which should be enough. Then I remembered that wither skeletons drop coal, which I really needed, so I decided to farm them a bit too. Though, I wasn't very lucky with coal drops. Since my inventory was full of resources, I decided to return home. First, I stored everything in chests, crafted Eyes of Ender, and ran to the portal. Nice, I had exactly enough. Okay, I'm here. First, I needed to destroy the crystals. Carefully approaching, I started hitting the dragon's head. Oh, shoo, I barely survived. Second round. Oh no, my axe broke. How am I supposed to kill the dragon now? I didn't even bring a crafting table. Well, I guess I'll have to shoot it with my bow. Oh, it's landing. Well then, time to hit it with my pickaxe. Damn, 1 hit wasn't enough. I pulled back the bowstring and bam, the dragon was dead. Okay, now I need to get over there. We need to find an end city, not only for the elytra, but also for diamonds. Alright, the first city, and there's no ship here, but at least I looted a golden shovel and 3 diamonds from a chest. Damn, there isn't even going to be a chest here. Oh, nice, a portal home, and behind it an end city. Wow, and it looks like there's even a ship. Oh, it really is there. Okay, let's start building over to it. Good, here are the elytra. By the way, the chest also contained almost a full diamond set. I also wanted to grab the dragon head, but it fell down. I equipped the elytra and flew straight to the portal. Oh my god, why am I flying so low? Anyway, let's go home. Back home, I crafted a diamond chestplate, and now I was fully geared in diamonds. By the way, from one of the chests I got an amazing farming sword with sharpness and even mending. I grabbed my new shovel and went to the Nether to farm gravel to expand my platform. Oh god, now this area looks like paradise to me. After returning with a huge amount of gravel, I chopped down a tree and expanded my platform. Then I started farming dirt, craft, place, make a path, break, and repeat. By the second cycle, I already had 2 stacks of dirt, then 10 stacks, and finally 11 stacks. That's a pretty good result. I took some dirt and planted several trees, grew them, chopped them down, and waited for apples to drop. Not this time. I planted trees again, grew them, chopped them, and waited once more. Oh, there's an apple. I immediately crafted a golden apple from it. This apple will be used to cure the villager. I ran to the mob farm hoping to find a witch, but then realized I could brew the potion myself. I placed the brewing stand, inserted a water bottle, and added blaze powder. Now just wait. Oh man, I completely forgot that nether wart isn't needed for a weakness potion. I drank the potion, refilled the bottle with water, and brewed it again, this time without nether wart. Potion ready. Then I thought curing only one zombie villager wasn't logical since I could cure 2 with a single potion. So I went to the farm to find another one. To prevent mobs from constantly spawning, I built a mechanism to block their flow. Oh, there's a zombie villager. Now I just need to kill the creepers. I expanded the roof over the first villager and placed the second one in a boat, but I decided to move him only at night. Doing this in diamond armor is much easier. I splashed them with the potion and fed them golden apples. While they were curing, I farmed seeds. I got an advancement and ran back, but they were still zombies, though the one on the right had different effects and wasn't shaking. Very strange! Oh, the left one cured, but something was definitely wrong with the right one. Maybe it needed more time? No, it never cured. That was really weird. So I brewed another potion, this time adding redstone to extend the duration, and this time it worked. Since 2 villagers weren't enough, I expanded my platform and built a small house where I moved them in. I crafted several beds and placed them inside. All that was left was to give them food, but I only had 1 piece of bread. Hopefully that would be enough for now. While the villagers were breeding, I built a small farm nearby and planted potatoes and wheat. While the crops were growing, I dismantled the fox farm since I no longer needed it. Too bad I didn't have TNT. Well, this is much better now. Soon most of the crops grew, and I harvested them. I crafted 4 loaves of bread, and immediately gave them to the villagers. By the way, I also got a new mob, which I placed with the chickens. That day, I decided to finally tidy up my island, because chaos had been happening there for far too long. In the very center of my island, I plan to build a massive farm, which in the future, I'll transform into a giant tree. From this farm, I built out 30 blocks in every direction, after which I needed to create a giant circle here. Okay, now it just needs to be filled in. Unfortunately, Replay Mod decided that these terraforming moments were exactly the ones it should delete, so sadly, I don't have that footage. Done. But this circle is made entirely of coarse dirt, which won't turn into grass in the future. So I crafted several hoes and started converting the coarse dirt into normal dirt. Wow! 1 hoe is used up on just this small area. I'm going to break a lot more hoes here. Good! Now the platform is completely covered with dirt, and even a small part has already grown grass. I harvested the crops, crafted bread, and fed the villagers again. This area looks way too ugly, so I proposed demolishing it entirely. Let's start with the cobblestone generator. Much better now. By the way, I noticed several penguins and dogs on my platform. I grabbed some bones from a chest and tamed 3 dogs at once. Okay, the main island is ready, but I want to build 1 mini island on each side. I'll start from this side. Great, now it just needs to be filled with dirt. Good, the first of 4 islands is ready. I built 3 more like it, and it looks really cool, but it would be nice to build a few more islands between these 2. Now I want to turn this ugly farm into a massive and beautiful tree. To do that, I planted a lot of trees on my island. Now I just need to wait for them to grow. Besides oak logs, I'll need a lot of leaves, and to get those, I need shears, which require iron. I only have 7 iron ingots, and that's definitely not enough. So, since I already have several villagers, I decided to build an iron farm. First, I needed to kidnap 3 villagers. First, second, third, and now, friends, you keep multiplying. I noticed a cat on my island, and I simply couldn't leave it alone. I crafted a fishing rod and started fishing in a small pond. After catching 3 fish, I ran to the cat, but it turned out to be quite a glutton. I went back for more fish. And finally, great, the cat is tamed. Now it will sit next to my dogs. Okay, for the iron farm, I need to dig a small 7x7 pit. Here, done. Now let's raise it a bit. Next, the bottom needed to be filled with blocks, but unfortunately that's impossible without water. Great, now we build the villager's room. Place 3 beds, 2 slabs, a trapdoor, and a boat where the zombie will sit. Now we just need to bring in the villagers. First, second, third. Wow, their sleeping animation looks really cool. I sealed them in and poured water along the edges. Okay, iron golems will fall here, so I placed several signs to hold lava above them. All that remains is to place 3 hoppers, but I only had enough iron for 1. I think that's enough for now. I found a zombie and placed him in a boat. And the golems started spawning, but not exactly where they should. So I dug up some land and was about to go AFK. Bruh. But the golems still spawned incorrectly. In the end, I ended up digging up almost the entire island. After 5 minutes AFK, I farmed 25 iron ingots. I immediately crafted 5 pairs of shears and went to collect leaves. Oh, looks like I slightly miscalculated with the shears. Okay, leaves are done. Now I need the logs themselves. Great, now I have several chests full of resources, and I'm ready to build the giant tree. But wait, I think I forgot something. It would actually be nice to build a few more islands between these two. Oh, now that's much better. Alright, let's start building the tree. Oh, a wandering trader spawned, and he's selling an acacia sapling. I immediately bought the sapling and a pumpkin. Okay, the tree trunk is ready, and it looks amazing. Now all that remains is to build the leafy crown. Oh, and inside, there turned out to be an actual mob farm. For now, I'll just seal them in with leaves. In the end, the tree turned out really cool. But there's a small problem. It's a bit see-through, especially from above. So I decided to completely fill the inside with leaves. Sure, I could have just lowered the graphic settings, but that wouldn't look cool at all. Great, now the tree looks much better and is almost no longer transparent, except maybe just a little bit. Damn, I forgot to bring a water bucket. Well, okay, I have an idea. Oh, I barely survived. Holy crap, the slimes trampled my whole farm. Since the tree is already finished, I decided to get rid of the mobs inside. Wow, there are actually a lot of them? Damn, it exploded. But at least now I can see all the mobs. Okay, I'll deal with them one by one. After clearing them all out, patching the holes, lighting everything up, and of course repairing the tree, I crafted several furnaces, placed them, and put cobblestone to smelt in each one. I needed to make these islands look more like real islands. Oh my god, stupid zombie, I almost fell! I wanted to make the island in a cone shape, but I didn't have enough height, because the main island should be a bit bigger anyway. Okay, all islands are finished now, but it's impossible to get to them properly, so I built a small futuristic bridge here. It actually fits really well. Now I just need to build some nice structure to hide this ugly iron farm. Wow, this kind of looks like a church, and in these little windows, I want to place piles of iron. Okay, it looks pretty cool. Now I want to improve the island's appearance because it looks too brown. I took the last moss block from my chest and started spreading it. Okay, now I need to replace all these blocks with moss and cover them with moss carpets, so golems definitely won't spawn. The island became much greener, but I also want to add leaf bushes in different places to create a nice vibe. And finally, I planted a few azaleas. Good, I've completely finished building the first island, and it looks absolutely awesome. Before building the rest of the islands, I want to upgrade my tools because right now, the only diamond gear I have is armor. So I plan to go to the end to get diamonds. I already have elytra and a lot of gunpowder to craft fireworks, but I also need sugarcane for that. So I started waiting for a wandering trader to sell it. And here he is, with the items I need. I planted my only sugarcane, and while it was growing, I built a bigger sugarcane farm, even though there was nothing to plant there yet. Slimes annoyed me so much that I covered the entire farm. Now they won't be jumping around here. I also gathered all my mobs and fed them a bit. After collecting the sugarcane, I crafted paper and fireworks. About 2 stacks. Well then, let's fly to the portal. Damn! I almost didn't make it. Alright, now I'm definitely in the end. Okay, I'm in the end dimension. I found my first end city with a ship where I got a diamond helmet and a diamond sword. Too bad, no diamonds. Oh, here are the first diamonds. 9 of them, and a bit more, another 7 diamonds. I crafted a shulker box and stored all my resources in it. And since flying back to the main island is still really far away, I decided to finish my diamond search. Oh, I got really lucky. Back home, I gathered some sugarcane and crafted an enchanting table. Now I just need to add bookshelves. While the sugarcane was growing, I decided to make a separate island for my animals, because it's getting a bit cramped for them. Okay, the building will have roughly this shape, with a small clearing on the left side. Good, I finished the front part. Now only the remaining walls are left. And here we'll have a small fence. Now I just need to figure out the roof. The roof will have roughly this shape. Oh my god, this looks really cool! Now I just need to break the dirt inside the house and replace it with rooted dirt. Now this looks powerful. I crafted several hay bales and placed them inside the farm. All that's left is decorating everything with grass. Oh, hi Enderman. Bye bye Enderman. Okay, animals, follow me. Now for the chickens. That's it, the farm is finished. I fed the cows and then killed them to craft bookshelves. Okay, I still need 5 more bookshelves. After finishing the enchanting table, I wanted to start enchanting my tools, but then I realized I need lapis lazuli for that, which I currently have no way of obtaining, so in my case, the table is completely useless. I went to the iron farm and took some iron ingots to craft an anvil. Now all that's left is to combine my armor and make it better. Great, I did everything I could, and since the enchanting table is now completely useless, I destroyed it. To fully enchant my armor, I'm going to take these villagers hostage, but first I need to build places where they'll live. I'll build the first structure right here. Maybe slimes will finally stop spawning as well. Okay, these are the houses where the villagers will live. Now I just need to finish building them. Nice, the house is fully finished, but that wasn't enough for me. So I built 3 more buildings where villagers will also live. But these damn slimes still kept spawning. So I took my only pumpkin and turned it into seeds to plant on the farm, and so they would grow faster. Oh, a pumpkin! I carved a face into it and ran to spawn a golem. He'll act as a guard, protecting the area from the big slime blobs. I spawned a few more golems, and now my territory is well protected. I brought 2 villagers into the house, and all that was left was to build their workstations and breed them. Okay, I ended up with this really cool villager trading hall, but unfortunately they're not upgraded yet. I'll deal with that later. I also added a couple of bookshelves for decoration, placed some lights, and went on to work on other buildings. Okay, I built 4 buildings and placed villagers in each one. Let's start with this building. Here we have villagers who sell armor and tools. Next are the librarians, and I arranged everything nicely here as well. They're not selling anything useful yet, since I haven't upgraded them at all, so maybe we'll work on that later. For now, I'll show all the buildings first, and only then, maybe we'll start upgrading them. Here, if I'm not mistaken, we have clerics. Yes, priests live here. I set up the interior with hoppers, barrels, and cauldrons filled with water. They're not selling anything good yet either, but I realized selling rotten flesh to them for emeralds is actually a pretty good business plan. And in the last building live the Fletchers. Why Fletchers? Because you can trade 32 sticks for 1 emerald, which is pretty good. And with those emeralds, I can go to the librarians and trade them for some really valuable book. Basically, we're done with the villagers. All that remains is to level them up. Let's take all the rotten flesh I have. I don't have much since I used to throw it away. That's a shame, but it's enough for testing. Oh, you guys look so happy that I'm selling rotten flesh to all the villagers. Wow. Okay, let's start with you. Buy 1 emerald, now from you as well. And from you too. And you. And of course from you. I'll spend all my rotten flesh here. Okay, I farmed 8 emeralds and didn't level anyone up, but this one is almost upgraded. Now all that's left is to farm some more rotten flesh, upgrade these villagers, and then use the emeralds to upgrade the librarians. Okay, I need to upgrade them now, but by the way, I don't know. If I break their workstation, will they run away? Wait, don't run away, please. Stop! No, no, no! They're running away! Okay, I get it. I understand. You don't want the profession? No, 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 that's not gonna work with me, buddy. I found a looting 3 book, and it's really good. But it cost 21 emeralds. On top of that, one of the villagers got slapped by me earlier. I found another 11 emeralds in a chest. So now I have 19 in total. But that's still not enough. I need 2 more. Maybe there are 2 more in some chests. Nope. Alright, buying the looting book. Good. Now the villager definitely won't change his trades, and that's awesome. Now we're putting looting on my diamond sword, and we get an awesome farming sword. Now I can head over to the farm and grind tons of rotten flesh. In just a few minutes, I farmed more than 6 stacks of rotten flesh, but I realized my sword doesn't have mending. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, and by the way, I also got a bow with power too. Not bad, right? I can buy lapis lazuli for 1 emerald. That means I can finally enchant my armor at the enchanting table. Wow, that's just amazing. You won't believe it, but on the first try, I got mending. Of course, it's awesome to have mending, but the fact it costs 41 emeralds is insane. I barely managed to gather those 41 emeralds and tried to change the trades after that. Shoo, you were lucky. Even gave me a little discount. Nice job. Shoo, I bought it. Of course, I combined it with my sword. Now my sword is basically indestructible. At any moment, I can go to this farm, hit a few mobs, fully repair my sword, and farm tons of resources. Since I still had a few villagers, I decided to let them go free. As for this old farm structure, it needed to be removed. I crafted an axe and started demolishing the building. This farm wasn't really impressive anyway, but before taking it down, I wanted to finish with the villagers. And since I had a great sword, I went to farm more rotten flesh. Exchanging it for emeralds, I bought all the needed books from the villagers and ran to the smithy to upgrade my gear. But that still wasn't enough. My armor wasn't that strong yet, so I bought lapis from the cleric and finished enchanting my armor at the enchanting table. After upgrading my armor, I crafted a diamond shovel and axe, and of course, enchanted them with top tier enchantments. Now it's finally time to tear down this crappy old farm. Okay, but leaving the farm gone would be too dumb, so this island will become my new farm. I need to build a relatively small building. I think this size will do. The building is ready. Maybe not the prettiest, but it's the maximum I could build here. I also decided to make a few scarecrows purely for decoration. The farm is fully ready. Now I want to finally finish the main island because it looks too flat, but for that I need a ton of stone, and I have to gather it. Since I recently tore down the cobblestone farm, I decided to give it its own dedicated island. First, I built a circular stone farm, and now I need to make the building for the generator. Unfortunately, wood won't work for this, so I'll use only stone. The shape of the building is perfect, only the windows look bad. I'll replace them with iron bars. Oh yes, that looks way better than slabs! Next, the roof. I'll make it from black stone. Great, it looks awesome. But this stone farm takes up too much space, so I moved it. I started breaking dirt and replacing it with stone blocks. I placed some torches, and the interior of the building was finished. I planted a few bushes and fertilized the grass. Now that the building is fully ready, I started farming tons and tons of cobblestone. After filling a chest with cobblestone, I placed several furnaces and smelted the cobblestone. Then I started making the foundation for my island, which took a very long time. Whew, I did it. And I can say, it was mega hard. But now, my island looks super cool. Next, I want to focus on the Nether portal and the infinite water source. I'll start with that. After clearing the water, I started breaking unnecessary blocks. Okay, I don't really want to stay without water, so I'll build a lake here. First, I dug it out. The contour of the lake is ready. To make it more interesting, I replaced some dirt blocks with cobblestone and stone. Oh, much better now. But to fill it with water, I had to build a temporary platform inside the lake, which I will now fill. Okay, now I need to break the support blocks, and of course fertilize the grass. Well, basically, I can fertilize the interior as well. Wow, the lake turned out really awesome. Now on this spot, I also want to make a lake, but frozen. First though, I need to clear out all my resources, so I decided to build my new house right on this island. The foundation is ready, now just need to finish it. I decided to make the windows from trapdoors. They fit really well here. Okay, now only the roof is left. Oh my gosh, this roof is mega cool. I've never built a roof with this texture before, but it actually looks pretty decent. For extra flair, I added a few leaf blocks and decorated the island with grass, then started moving all my resources into the new house. Next, let's dig the second lake. I filled it with water, and over time it will freeze so I can collect ice, but I need a special pickaxe for that. The first enchantment attempt failed. The second too, and the third also failed. Finally, on the fourth try, I got the right enchantment. And now I can mine ice blocks. From that, I'll craft blue ice and start building the frozen lake. Great, it's ready. Now I want to make paths across my island. I broke grass blocks and replaced them with podzol. Okay, that's roughly how it will look. And it's really cool. I also built many lamps along the paths. Now zombies definitely won't spawn here. Since it's pretty empty around my big tree, I decided to add roots like real trees. Now the tree looks much better. I also left some empty spots for a relaxation area with a campfire. Oh, that actually looks nice. I need to make the same kind of area over there as well. Great, now that the main island is ready, I can move on to upgrading my armor to netherite. Oh, here's where my golems are hanging out. I went down to Y level 11 and started mining netherite. There's the first chunk. The second. Back home, I smelted all the scraps and crafted netherite ingots. I upgraded my set, and now I'm in full netherite armor. I also wanted to customize its look, but I didn't have enough diamonds to do so. Since my chest had no templates left, I applied the only template I had to the chest plate. Now I want to work on this portal because it's way too boring. First, I dismantled it, and now I want to make this island look nether themed. But I don't have any nether blocks yet, so I need to go to the nether. Oh no! I'm missing one obsidian block. Okay, gotta mine it. All set, now into the nether. I need to gather netherite, magma blocks, quartz, and gold. Now I can start transforming this island into a nether style island. First, I built the platform for the portal. All that's left is to light it. For decoration, I also set some nether blocks on fire in certain spots. I replaced grass with nether blocks. Oh, that looks pretty cool. But stone doesn't really fit, so I replaced it with blackstone. It looks much better. For variety, I added some soul sand blocks. I also want to build a few nether trees on both sides. First, I went to the nether, found the blue trees, and gathered the necessary blocks. Then I got some red trees as well. I built several red and blue trees, and the nether style island was completely ready. I still have 2 empty islands left. On the first one, I'll build a small house for my animals, since they keep living outside. Okay, the foundation is ready. I think this little house will really make my animals happy. Awesome! The house for my animals is ready. Oh, a fox with an emerald. I brought my animals into the house and went to build the last island. Since this island is located near the end portal, it will be in an end style design. But before starting the construction, I went to the end to gather a lot of end stone. I began breaking the grass and replacing it with end stone. The hardest part was replacing the blocks at the bottom, because it was really messy down there. Okay, the island is now completely made of end stone, and I want to build a mini end city on it, because leaving it empty would be extremely boring. Okay, my island is ready. There's even a small ship behind it. For realism, I planted a few chorus plants, and the last island was finished. This is the hardest survival I've ever recorded, but it turned out mega interesting. I think you enjoyed this video, so hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and you can also become my sponsor via the link in the description. Bye bye!